word seemed to get stuck in his mouth. A couple of times she tried to teasingly pull it out of him, offering to give him speech therapy. "Repeat after me. Love." He would smile and shake his head and say, "You know how I feel about you." She did. Of course she did. Didn't she? "I'm not sure about this," Celeste's sister Jenna had said when she checked in after Valentine's Day and learned there was still no ring, no proposal, no mention of meeting the family. "Remember, he was married once before," Celeste had reminded her. "He's just cautious. You should understand that." "There's cautious, and then there's taking advantage of a woman," Jenna had said. That was when Celeste had to go. Do something. Anything. Bye. Her sister's words had sounded like what their mother would say, if her mother knew that Celeste and Emerson had hooked up. Months ago. Fortunately, Mom never asked, and Celeste never volunteered the information. But Mom did ask when she was going to meet the amazing man in Celeste's life. Soon, Celeste decided. As soon as he got well, she was hauling him over to her mother's house, even if she had to use his handcuffs on him. Meanwhile, though, the poor guy, what could she do to help him feel better? Chicken soup. She wasn't the most talented cook around, but she did make a mean chicken soup. And even though the weather was warm, when you were sick, you needed soup. She went back into the store and bought a rotisserie chicken, then drove to her apartment and got to work. Within an hour, she was pulling a fragrant chicken rice soup off the burner to cool. That would make him feel better. While it cooled, she redid her makeup, checked out Instagram and Facebook, and texted her friend Vanita. Then she put her soup in a container, hopped in her Prius, and drove over to Emerson's apartment on her mission of mercy. He rented a slick unit in a building that had a pool and a party room. 2 bedrooms, plenty of room to spread out. Okay, once they moved in together, someone would have to sacrifice some stuff because his place was pretty full, and her apartment, also 2 bedrooms, was packed to the gills with furniture and cute garage sale finds. Her second bedroom served as an office and craft room. They could always buy a house. She wanted a house, and a yard, and kids, and a dog. Emerson needed to get with the program. She was enjoying the ride, but she'd enjoy it a lot more if she knew they were going to get serious. She was 36 for crying out loud. 36 and a half, to be exact. The alarm on her biological clock was going off. Yes, once he was well, they were definitely going to have that talk, she decided, as she went up the stairs to his second-floor unit. She was sure she heard music coming from inside as she knocked on the door. And voices. Did he have the TV on? She was about to knock again when the door opened. There stood Emerson in swimming trunks, chest bare, muscles on display. Why? What? Was he taking a swim to cool his fevered brow? "Is that the pizza delivery?" called a female voice. "Pizza delivery?" Emerson had a fever going all right, but it wasn't from the flu. "I thought you were sick. You big, rotten lizard." He blinked as if trying to bring her into focus. I'm feeling better." "I just bet you are," she snapped and pushed past him. "Celeste," he protested. There, coming out of his second bedroom, was a woman showing off long hair with an expensive rainbow tint job. Her hair wasn't all she was showing off. That bikini barely covered anything. Not that she had much to cover. Really? Emerson was cheating on her with that? Celeste looked so much better in her bikini. "Not pizza delivery," she snarled as she marched to the kitchen. "Chicken soup. For the sickie." She slammed the container on the counter. Emerson was in the living room now, looking back and forth between the women, his Adam's apple bobbing. "Aren't you going to introduce us?" Celeste demanded. He swallowed. "This is Becky." "Becky," Celeste said sweetly. "I'm Celeste, the girlfriend. Emerson and I have been seeing each other for a year now. You know, hanging out, taking trips, going to the shooting range, having sex," she added, throwing him the look of death. "How about you, Becky? How long have you and Emerson been seeing each other?" Having sex. Becky's eyes were slits, and she turned them on Emerson. "You bastard!" She wheeled around and marched back to the bedroom. "Becky, wait!" he called. Then he frowned at Celeste. "What are you doing here?"